It's the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship from Jack Casagrande Field on the campus of Brien McMahon on this Saturday morning today. The Darien Blue Wave look to go back-to-back, but in their way is the number 3 seeded Wilton Warriors. And a pleasant good morning, everybody. Braden Shank joined alongside me, Ryan G. Nicola. Ryan, Darien Wilton for the, if I have it correct, the 6th time in FCIAC history. They're meeting in this FCIAC Boys Championship. What are we going to see this afternoon?
You're going to see a great game no matter who wins it tonight. Both these teams played earlier this regular season at Wilton on their senior night. Not senior night, excuse me, just in Wilton in general. It was 9-6 win for Darien, a close one throughout the whole way until Darien pulled away in the fourth quarter. So you're going to see just two teams who want to win it so much, and it's the last time Wilton will be facing anyone this good from FCIAC as they are in class member states. So their last kind of big test until states come around this next week.
It is going to be interesting. The final big contest in the FCIAC this afternoon, Darien and Wilton. Darien, the 1 seed, they are 16-2 on the season, and Wilton, the 3rd seed at 14-3. You brought up that regular season meeting, and it was a good game, Ryan. Wilton hung with the Blue Wave. They lost 9-7, but both goalies showed out. A lot of big goal scores, and it's going to be an interesting one with a title on the line.
Yeah, title on the line, and also Darien was missing one key. Wilton was missing one key player from their roster, number 19, Grant Masterson. He's back today. He's actually going to be starting today, which you didn't see last time in the semifinals. He did play, but he did not start. But today he's starting here for the Warriors. A big key senior captain get back, and let's see if that can help the Warriors have a better chance of getting back into this one.
Masterson had 2 goals in the semifinals against Staples, but now it will be Spencer Liston and Ty Comiskey for our opening face-off in this 2022 FCIAC title match. Stalemate in the face-off X. Still on the ground. And that one knocked out of the stick. No one with possession just yet, and the long stick of Sommer will come away with it. And that's how we get started from Casagrande Field. Our goalies in this one for Wilton will be the senior captain, Colin Lenskold, and for the Darien Blue Wave, their senior in Cam Weibel. So 2 great goalies this season as Wilton is in their navy blue jerseys with the white numbering, moving from left to right on your screen. Darien in their home whites with the blue numbering from right to left.
Yeah, that face-off hopefully is indicative of what we have in store today. That one was anyone's ball, and it came out to be Wilton in the end, but this game is going to be back and forth the entire time. These two teams have faced the gauntlet of FCIAC tournament, and they should be ready for this final dance.
And quickly, Wilton with their first possession in this one. There's number 19 in Grant Masterson, the senior, taking it to his side, shooting, stopped by Weibel. Loses it for a second, but makes the stop. Big first save for Weibel.
You get on the board first with your first save. You know, I mean, you're confident coming into this one.
Weibel is first year starting on varsity, so his first big playoff game here against Wilton, or first championship game rather, as the long stick of Jake Wilson will take it across the midfield. Jake just a junior, so he'll be returning next year for Coach Braymeyer and the Blue Wave. Here's Darien now. The shot from Minikis stopped by the stick of Lenskold.
Back-to-back saves in this first quarter.
And Ryan, this is already looking similar to that game at Wilton High School. Both teams' first shots stopped by the respective goalies. And so far, no difference here from Casagrande Field as now Nate Rath, taking it up, getting it over to Sean Wiseman. Wiseman scored in the semifinal against Staples on Tuesday, in which the Wilton Warriors took down the Wreckers 7-6 in a great game coming down to the final buzzer. Flipping that one off over to number 29 and Charlie Johnson. Johnson had 2 against the Blue Wave in the regular season. Being guarded by Wilson.
This Warrior attack, the perfect balance of seniors and younger players.
Rath shooting that one just wide of the net. It was a shot there from number 21, Charlie Rath, the junior. And possession will go to the Blue Wave.
Might have called a shot in the restricted area.
Darien now on the restart. Taking it up the middle will be Joe Caesar, number 8, the Georgetown-bound senior for the Blue Wave. Over to Allegro, getting right over to number 14, and Wyatt Bowman. Bowman just a sophomore. He's really stood out in these past couple games for Darien. Scored against Greenwich in the semifinal on Tuesday. And really has been getting the start in the place of the injured Porter Barnett on the attack. Finn Picorni, the Harvard-bound senior, being given some room from number 10, George Hahn. Picorni now moving, shooting just wide of the net. Possession staying with the Blue Wave.
been a pretty back and forth first quarter for both these teams. Wilton not used to this because last time the midfield was really where most of the action was happening. This time it's on both of the
Minikis shoots and scores. Matthew Minikis opens the scoring in this one, and Darien takes the 1-goal lead.
A great bouncer there by Matthew Minikis. While he's going the opposite way, able to just use some muscle and bounce that one in the bottom left corner. It's a big goal for Darien to get on the board first.
Matthew Minikis, goal number 40 for him on the season. A big accomplishment for him. An all FCIAC first teamer last season. And he opens the scoring in this one. Here's Comiskey and Liston once again. Comiskey won 11 faceoffs against Greenwich. As for Liston, he only won 9. Or he won, not 9, but 5 rather, against the Staples Wreckers on Tuesday. Now one Comiskey tries to pick it up one-handed, knocked away by number 8, Connor Flanagan, and the Warriors will take their second faceoff.
Very opposite of what happened last game, as you told the viewers. Liston had some trouble against the Vermont commit of Staples at that faceoff circle, but right now, 2-0 Wilton. Very different from what we saw last time.
The other thing, Ryan, is it wasn't that Liston was just losing the faceoffs. He committed 3 or 4 violations at the faceoff X, giving the free win to Staples' Henry Dodge.
Yeah, I mean, those violations could also be anger, not getting your way, and then you want to try to go early, and you can't do that.
Here's the Warriors now. Behind the net with it is number 1, Dave Sylvester, the junior. Sylvester playing for the Express Club in the club season. Over to Giller. Now right back to Johnson. Johnson trying to dodge past Wilson. Ball knocked loose. He recovers. Over to Masterson. Grant Masterson. Pick from Sylvester. Masterson stays with it. Trying to dodge to the cage. Behind the net at X. Dumping it off over to number 22, Michael Wall, the junior. And here's Ben Calabrese, the senior captain. Calabrese had 2 against the Blue Wave in the regular season. He winds up the shot and scores! Ben Calabrese winds it up and drains it past Cam Weibel, and we're knotted at 1.
Yeah, I was about to point out, like I always do in every lacrosse game I call, watch out for Ben Calabrese from long range. He can just whip it in. And that time it worked out for the Warriors, and this one's right back to 1-1.
Ben Calabrese, the senior, off to Army, the 3-star commit, and he scores the big one to get the Warriors on the board.
What's great about the Army commit is also that Grant Masterson's also going to Army too for lacrosse, and that's the 3rd win for the Warriors there.
Jake Somer, the long stick, he'll be off to Notre Dame in the fall. I believe the 2nd or 3rd time Somer has picked up the face-off win.
The Warriors love to use those long sticks around that face-off area, and it's worked this game so far as they've won all 3.
Wilton with possession at X now with it. Here's Wall. Sean Wiseman going to try his luck against Thurlow. Now here's number 21, Rath. Whistle is blown on it. And that's going to be turned over to the Blue Wave. No, they're going to keep it with the Warriors. Not sure what the call was on it, but Wilton will stay with the possession. Restart is blown in. Here's Wiseman. Sean Wiseman, the senior. He's off to St. Lawrence to play lacrosse next year. Here's number 19, Grant Masterson. His sister, Ashley, a big player on the Wilton girls team. And Grant is just as good here as he's playing in this FCIAC championship. Here's Johnson. Right over to Calabrese. Getting it around the perimeter. Here's Rath. He's going to try his luck once again. Masterson, as you mentioned, Ryan, off to Army. Shoots that one low, stopped by Weibel. Cam Weibel, 6'4". Those low balls he's struggled with all season. Excels at guarding the top of the post, but that time makes the big save. As now the ride there, losing that one from Thurlow. He's going to get pushed to the ground. And the ball is knocked loose. And we're going to see a whistle. Flag has been thrown. And Darien's going to get their first shot at the man up this afternoon.
That was a very physical play. The first bump was not called a foul originally, but then while he's on the ground, a cross-check from behind, and that will get Wiseman for either 30 seconds or a minute, and Darien can get advantage here with a man up.
So that will be Calabrese going to the box for a minute. And Darien now looking to capitalize on their first man up of the afternoon. And Ryan, how big is this for any team's momentum right here?
Man up is always big. It's big for either team. If you score, big momentum. If you stop the man up, big momentum. No matter who, one team's going to gain momentum from this.
Here's Finn Picorni over to Minikis. Dumping that one low. Brady Picorni dodging out. Quickly met with the double team. Now Finn Picorni. Right back over to Caesar. Now the little give and go. Minikis. Shoots it down low. And that one is past the stick of Bowman. Lenskold will corral it. Trying to go low to White. Bowman. But now Lenskold throws this one over complete to Hahn.
A great pass by Lenskold, and now the Warriors can just kill this off in the offensive zone.
Big check there from Caesar. He knocks the ball loose. Hahn's going to stay with it. Over to Johnson. Crowd now starting to applaud Johnson.
The Warriors killed that man up.
And a great job by the Warriors to do just that. And Darien not able to convert. Here's Wiseman. Down low here, he's out now at X. That one knocked around Hot Potato, and that one's going to go off the stick of Rath, but staying with the Warriors. And no, they're going to give it to Darien. They're going to call, I guess that it was knocked off the stick and no attempt for a shot was made.
Yeah, the ref on the near side said it was Wilton, but the ref on the far side said Wilton, but the closer one, who should be making the call, did see it well and said Darien has possession.
So an interesting call there going in favor of the Blue Wave. Here's Colin McCann, the senior, a defensive midfielder. McCann over to Finn Picorni. Picorni now going to take his ride. Shoots, stopped by Lenskold. Colin Lenskold, his second save in this first quarter. And now over to the long stick of Weist.
4 saves in this game, 2 apiece. 2 for Weibel, 2 for Lenskold.
And that's something that is definitely going to be interesting, is how these goalies can play today, if they can make the stops. And Darien played some low-scoring ones. Then you also see games like when they played St. Anthony's, where they won 19-18. So it's either a one way or the other. And their semifinal on Tuesday was a low-scoring one, 8-5. Darien took down Greenwich. The Cardinals, the 5th seed in this FCIAC tournament. They upset Ed Richfield in the quarterfinals. Here's Sylvester. Over to Johnson. Johnson in the corner. Has Wilson. Charlie Johnson. Taken out in front of the cage, passing that one over to number 5 and Matthew Giller. Giller off to Franklin and Marshall to play lacrosse. Had a goal against Darien in the regular season. And that one gets past the stick of Johnson. He's going to recover now to Wiseman. Sean Wiseman trying to get past Medwar. Now here's Calabrese. Calabrese last year when they played had a hat trick against the Blue Wave. Now Dave Sylvester. Joe Caesar playing the tight D on him. And that one knocked loose, ground ball fielded by Caesar. A good turnover there from the Blue Wave. And now Joe Caesar is going to try to flip it to the offense. Here's Medwar, the Trinity football commit. Over to Caesar. Little low pass there, caught by Caesar.
Saw that Wilton Rye was working so well so far, but great awareness by the Blue Wave there, especially by number 88 in John Wilson to find the quick counterattack so they couldn't set up, and now gives them an offensive possession with about 1:40 left to go in the first quarter.
No shot clock, so Darien can take their time. Over to Allegro. Christian Allegro passing that over to Minikis. Allegro, the Navy-bound commit by way of Avon Old Farms. The shot there, bouncing that one. Might have skimmed Lenskold's stick, but a good shot from Joe Caesar. 1:24 left in the opening quarter. Whistle blows it in. Joe Caesar over to Allegro. Little fumble, but Allegro stays with it. Over to Minikis. Dumps this one over to X. Now Allegro at the top. Winds up, shoots, and scores! Christian Allegro with the goal for the Blue Wave. A great sequence ending with Allegro finishing it, and Darien regains the lead.
All the goals today have not been too close to the goalkeeper. The defenses are letting those long shots open, and both Wilton and Darien have one apiece. But Allegro now makes it 2-1 Blue Wave.
A big goal from Christian Allegro. And now we see Liston and Comiskey back at the face-off X. Wilton 3-0 in face-off wins, looking to keep the streak going. On the ground with it, Liston tries to kick it away. Comiskey knocked to the ground. Some pushing going on. McMahon will lose a stick. And they're going to call a push on Liston, giving possession of the Blue Wave. The Bucknell commit, McMahon, lost his stick on that one. But in the efforts, we'll give the possession to the Blue Wave. Here's Riley Strube, the senior, off to Salisbury. Quickly is number 22 in Wall trying to catch up to Strube.
Now there's a chance for Darien, after scoring that goal and winning their first face-off, to go up by 2.
That would be something that we saw in both of the semifinals, really close. That Wilton-Staples game, it wasn't until the fourth quarter that we saw a team take a 2-goal lead. And so far, the narrative in this one has been pretty similar. Christian Allegro over to Minikis. Minikis being quickly met with the long stick of Nate Rath. Minikis trying to dodge, getting that one right back to Allegro. Allegro scored the most recent for the Blue Wave.
We're down to about the final 10 seconds.
Down low, Finn Picorni. Great defense there from number 32, Jake Sommer. Winds this one, shooting it just wide off the stick of Finn Picorni. That brother connection has been lethal all season, and Darien was trying to capitalize on another one.
They got 3 seconds to do it.
3 seconds, Darien looking to just get a shot on net. Whistle blows it in front of the net. Shoots that one, bouncing it just over the net. Joe Caesar, if it went, it would have counted, but it does not. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Darien leads Wilton by the score of 2-1. Ryan, what does Wilton need to change in this game? Knowing that they've seen Darien, what do they need to change if they want to win this game?
Look, they always love taking their time on offense, but we've seen it the last 2 times. They've taken such a long time and gave Darien a chance to check them off the ball, and might need to move a little faster and find your shots quicker. You saw the only goal by Wilton was a long one by Ben Calabrese, and that could be a recipe that they could keep going to or find a way to get some more cuts in the middle, because right now, playing around the perimeter, Darien will just take it away.
2-1 our score, and we're going to take a short break. You are watching this production of the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live, and we'll be right back with the second quarter in this 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship. Liston and Comiskey back on the opening faceoff in this second quarter. Darien has only won 1 in this championship game, and it was by way of a violation. Spencer Liston once again rolling right through Darien. And quickly, Comiskey will turn it over and get it for the Wave. He's still dodging the cage. Not knocked down, shoots that one just wide, falling to the ground all the way to the officials' parking lot. Braden Shank and Ryan Giannicola with you. So glad you could be with us on the DAF Media Network and Local Live.
And what a gutty run to the midfield by Kaminsky there. Did not want to lose it after getting checked by 3 Wilton defenders. He kept it all the way for a shot that just missed wide.
And that's something Comiskey, the starting running back for Darien's football team, it took an entire offensive line to take him down in the fall, and once again showing the strength on the lacrosse field as he dodges all the way to the cage, avoids the contact, just unable to finish. And that one shot out of play. But Darien with the restart. Joe Caesar. Caesar going to make a nice move on McKiernan. Tommy McKiernan, the junior. And that one knocked to the ground. Flags have been thrown. Picorni's going to shoot this one just wide. And the flags will be enforced. 10:47 in the second quarter left. Some fans still filing in.
Yeah, Caesar got hit right in the head. Definite flag against the Warriors there, and now we'll see the second man up for Darien.
The Blue Wave unable to convert on their first man up. They're going to try their luck this time around. Blue Wave starts with the possession. Matthew Minikis. For Wilton, they have won 13 FCIAC titles, looking to make it 14 tonight. Darien, 18 FCIAC titles, looking to make it their 19th. A great cut over the middle, shot by Caesar, stopped by Lenskold. Minikis with the rebound. Down low to Picorni, past his stick. And that one will be grabbed by Lenskold. A nice save by the senior off to Utah.
Big save there, and you're talking about 14 for Wilton, they're looking for 8, and then 18 for Darien.
And that one now knocked wide. Lenskold made 14 saves in the win over Staples on Tuesday. He's already up to 3. A very talented goalie that head coach Steve Pearsall is going to have to replace next season.
The big thing for the Warriors is though they have won 13, they have not won one since 1999.
So looking to break a little bit of a curse, and you look at the history since 1999, they have, I believe, had a couple trips. Most recently in 2019, they fell to the New Canaan Rams by the final score of 8-7. So it was a close one, but they were unable to come away with it. And other than that, a couple trips to the semifinals and quarterfinals. But this is really their big chance. And once again, the 6th time Darien and Wilton have met in an FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship. Rath's going to dodge, get pushed away from Medwar. Wrapping this one around, shooting just wide. And most recently, you have it in 2004. Darien took down Wilton to take home their FCIAC title. Wilton falling just short. And you can look, Ryan, at one of the games they played the last time they were at McMahon for the FCIACs in the semifinals. Wilton won only 4-3, a low-scoring affair, but it's definitely possible for the Warriors to take down the Blue Wave. That was also last time Wilton won. That shot just wide, rifled off the stick of number 21, Charlie Rath.
Yeah, 4-3 is such a low score, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's so low like that because, all right, 2-1 in this one early. With the defense that we've seen today so far, that score could be kept super low.
Here's Masterson dodging past Stafford, staying with it, dumping this one off. The shot from Calabrese going low, stopped by Weibel. Wilton has definitely done their homework. Not the first time they've shot it low on Cam Weibel, but Weibel has really made those low saves. As now David Ivanchek past his stick. Minikis tries to scoop it, possession going to the Warriors.
We saw a lot of those turnovers for Wilton in the Staples game where some of their passes did not connect perfectly. It's almost the opposite here. Darien having a little bit of problems.
Here's number 5 and Matthew Giller. Giller is his second year on varsity for head coach Pearsall. Had a goal against Darien in the regular season. And he's a senior once again off to Franklin and Marshall to play lacrosse. Here's number 12, Sean Wiseman. Wiseman, the second-year varsity player, getting pushed away by Medwar. It's actually Thurlow, but Masterson being met with the long stick of Mac McGarren. McGarren, a junior for the Blue Wave, the only junior committed on this team, as Calabrese staying with it, eventually gets it knocked loose, and here's Wilson. Great job by this airtight Darien defense, getting over to Thurlow. Thurlow in transition, has the options, down low to Picorni, one-on-one. He shoots and scores. Brady Picorni wins the one-on-one and gives Darien the 2-goal lead.
That's what you do against Wilton. They love this header ride and make it tough for you to get in the zone. If you counterattack, you'll have so many players still up in that offensive zone, it's easy to run in, and he saw Picorni right in front of the net. You can't miss from there, and he does not. He gives Darien the 2-goal lead.
Brady Picorni, goal number 46 for the Darien sophomore. He scored last year in the FCIAC championship against Staples and now adds another one to his FCIAC championship goal total. Once again, the Blue Wave, the defending champions, they took down the Staples Wreckers last year by the final score of 13-3 over at New Canaan's Dunning Field. They held the Wreckers scoreless in the second half. That one now all the way up to the restraining line. Still on the faceoff, picked up by Lenskold, the goalie. This time, Wilton has gained the possession on the faceoff.
13-3. That's a big, big score.
Shot there, bouncing it off the post. A good shot from Liston, the Fogo. He's going to be beating himself up on that one. Was just going to that near side. The post stopped him. And now here's Charlie Rath.
Interesting to see the Fogo of Spencer Liston out on the field. He usually goes right off. But sometimes he does take that shot, and he made a nice move there. But the ball going off that right post keeps this game at 2 goals lead for the Darien Blue Wave.
Liston, the 4-star commit to Providence. Just a junior for Wilton, so he'll be returning to take the faceoffs next year for head coach Pearsall to pick from Giller. Right back to Giller. Thinks about shooting. Moved away by Thurlow. Giller now going to his offhand, slips and falls on this slippery turf. And we're going to see our first timeout taken by head coach Steve Pearsall and the Wilton Warriors. And Ryan, something we haven't talked about, but you just saw right there, the slippery surface, an overcast here from McMahon's Casagrande Field. Why they moved this game up to 10:45 is expecting thunderstorms around noon or so, but how do you think that's going to play in today's game, the surface, the slicker surface out there today?
Look, we've seen players slipping all around. We saw Caesar go down twice. Now we saw Matthew Giller going down once there. It's going to be tough. Got to stay quick. Those quick little moves that usually make on the field could be harder this time because one misplay and you're tumbling to the turf.
Once again, it is going to be interesting. The forecast showing thunderstorms around noon, so we have about 45 minutes. I think they're hoping to get this game in before that so we can avoid the lightning delay. This game originally scheduled for a Thursday, moved to today. And you got to assume the teams might have used the extra day to potentially practice. And 6:38 left in this first half. 3-1, Darien leads their goal from Matthew Minikis, Christian Allegro, and Brady Picorni. As for Wilton, just one from Ben Calabrese back in the opening quarter. So Wilton looking to end a little bit of a scoring drought.
Yeah, don't want to fall behind too much against this Darien defense. They have done an amazing job. Wilton loves their long shots, but Darien always right there to meet him, especially on Ben Calabrese. He saw him trying to take a long shot, and 2 Darien defenders right there in front of him. He had to pass it off. But instead of passing off, he went right into the teeth of defense where he was stopped by a full brigade.
It's also interesting. You look at Wilton's schedule. They lost to Darien back on April 30th. And that was the last game they lost. They've won 9 straight. So they're looking to make it 10. Down low. That one shot off of Weibel. A good shot from Johnson. But a good rebound by Wiseman. Weibel's 4th save on the game.
Yeah, Weibel said he had a problem with low saves. I think you're lying if you didn't tell me that. He's looked great so far. And there's a flag right there as Johnson was whacked in the sick. And in the face, excuse me.
So flags have been thrown. And it's going to be enforced as Jeremiah Stafford will take the trot over to the penalty box. And Wilton will get their first shot at the man-up. Darien 0 for 2 on the man-ups. Wilton looking to take their first stab and potentially cut this down to a 1-goal lead.
This is really important for the Warriors. You have a chance, where this Darien defense has been stopping you this entire second quarter. This is your chance with one less on the field to get a chance to score.
Will be Charlie Johnson in the corner for the Warriors. Play blows it in. That one passed over to Wall, rather. Michael Wall, the second-year varsity junior. Now to Charlie Rath, over to Sylvester. They're going to keep it moving around the perimeter, looking for the perfect opportunity as Darien's long stick and Stafford's kneels down near the sideline on the penalty. Shoots this one, or passes it just low, rather, over to Wall. Michael Wall. Getting pushed by Ivanchik. The ball is knocked loose. The long stick of Ivanchik. And they're going to call a push on Ivanchik. A late call there. Because the ball came loose. They got to keep it with Wilton. Here's Sylvester, the junior.
Close call there, could have gone either way. The Warriors lucky to keep it on.
Nice one-handed grab by Calabrese. He's going to get sandwiched between Comiskey and Martin. And he regains it. Calabrese dumping this one down low. And faking out the goalie is number 29, Charlie Johnson. The one-on-one there. A great job by Calabrese to pick up the ball through Martin. And Ivanchik dumps it off to Johnson, who puts the finishing touch on it.
Now you saw he was sandwiched there. It happened last time when he was down there. He learned this time to try to get it back. A crazy one there. And that foul, a push on the off ball, really helped the Warriors because that could have gone either way. Could have been Darien's possession. That goal might have not even happened.
And the big thing, Wilton's first man up is a conversion for the Warriors. So if you're Darien, you definitely got to be cognizant of that throughout the rest of this game. That if you get a foul called on you, potentially a man down situation, this Warriors team is willing to strike. Liston and Comiskey. And they're going to call a violation on, appears to be Liston. So the Fogo Comiskey, his job is easy on this time.
Step up, go off.
Now go with his teammates on the sideline. Got to assume the teammates are still going to give him some applause on it. Did win the face-off.
On the stat sheet, counts as a win. A win's a win. And he's probably happy.
Doesn't matter how it's won. Once again, Comiskey off to Lafayette to play lacrosse next year. As we learned in the semifinal in Pennsylvania, he'll be off to. Minikis dumps this one down low over to Bowman with the crafty shot. Rebound picked up by Caesar. And he finishes the wide open net. And Joe Caesar finishes for goal number 30 on the season.
Need a response from that one. Unlucky break and bounce for the Darien Blue Wave on that man up for the Warriors. They scored, but right back at you after the violation committed by Liston, and they get that nice goal. Back up by 2 with 4:30 left to go in this first half.
Wyatt Bowman was doing the trying to go the flashy goal on it that was stopped by Lenskold for his 4th save, but went right to the stick of Joe Caesar, who just had to lay it into the net. And a face-off, Liston trying to come away with it at the head of his stick, it appears. But it's Comiskey's stick. Pops off, and I don't think I've ever seen that happen before, especially in a play like that. So Ty Comiskey's going to need a new stick, but the possession will go to Wilton.
You see something new every day, especially in the championship, where the intensity is raised times 10.
Flag has been thrown. And the refs are going to conjure on this one. The one near referee threw the flag. He was the only flag thrown on it.
We'll see what the call is here. I don't think I saw anything, either a cross check or anything, but we'll see what the refs say.
Almost like it was like an offsides or something. The refs are still talking on it. And it looks like number 11, Patrick Thurlow, is going to start trotting. Nope. I don't know who it's on here.
We're still waiting for this call. The flag's been picked up.
The ref is now signaling over to the sideline.
We're still waiting for what's going to happen.
It is going to be Thurlow, number 11. He takes a knee. So Wilton will get their second shot at a man up. No clue what they called Thurlow on, especially after Comiskey's stick broke. The play was resumed and the flag was thrown almost immediately after.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. It's just a flag we saw. I saw yellow flying. Don't know what the call was, but time to respond for Wilton.
Sylvester down low to Calabrese. Another miscommunication. This one's going to roll, picked up by the long stick of Brian Martin. Martin will be off to Providence in the fall for athletics. Over to number 77, Jeremiah Stafford. Stafford, the senior, all FCIAC first teamer last season. On the ground, being moved around. Ground ball fielded by Rath. There's Rath taking it out into the box.
He's still going.
And a shove there by Caesar. And Darien once again will come up with it. A great job. And the man up has expired, so the quick 30 seconds. And the timeout taken by Darien's sideline. Head coach Jeff Braymeyer, assistant Chris Sagrita. And they're going to talk some things over with a 4-2 lead. 3:12 left before the half. You're watching the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live. I'm going to give a shout out to our production crew this afternoon. All student volunteers bringing you the sights and sounds in this one. Cole Murphy, Henry Ambrogno, Teddy Callery, Bo Hackman, Robert McElhouse, Michael Mercine, and our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew. Braden Shank and Ryan Giannicola with you. So glad you could be joining us on your Saturday morning, your holiday weekend, Memorial Day on Monday. And Darien with the 4-2 lead. We're going to take a short break and be right back.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
Christian Allegro with the ball on the midfield. He'll be the one to restart it for Darien. And it will be Christopher Fox, the senior. First time he's seen the field in this one. And Ryan, you can't talk about Christopher Fox without mentioning his brother Tommy, one of the I think whatever you call him, commentators for Wilton High School. And this one now out of play, going and staying with the Blue Wave.
Yes, they got knocked off, but Tommy Fox is in attendance. I talked to him today. He's excited. He's able to watch the game and just enjoy the spectacles, but great to have him on board with the Warriors. I can't wait to see what he does next year.
Shot down low, stopped by Lenskold. And that's just an example of a veteran goalie right there. Wyatt Bowman trying to get a crafty move on. That miscommunication there. Trying to keep it in any will is Ben Calabrese, but to the stick of Allegro, or to Ivanchik rather. Shoved there, and we're going to see a whistle blown. Possession going to the Warriors.
Calabrese, though the initial save out of bounds was not how they got possession, it turned into a ground ball that was won by the Warriors.
Michael Wall at X. And that's something, the biggest game in the FCIAC. These officials are going to be on point today. And
they have to be. It's the worst way to win, though it's a win in the end, by a call that you think is not correct.
Even that, these aggressive games, that one shot high off the stick of Wiseman. That'll do a good job officiating. We got 4 officials here today, something you don't really see. Normally you see the 3 on the field, but one managing the, what do you call it, the scorer's table substitution boxes. So it's going to be a good one on hand, as here's Charlie Rath over to Grant Masterson. Masterson 6'2", a senior, off to Army. Nice move there, sends this one just high, bouncing it into the crowd. A lucky souvenir for a fan, and comes right back on the field. Well, it's still bouncing.
He'll find somewhere. Someone will get it.
I wonder if you get to keep the ball if you pick it up.
I know in baseball you can't do that in high school baseball, but we'll see what happens if a fan somehow finds their way with a lacrosse ball.
Getting shoved to the ground is Calabrese. He's still going to throw a shot off. And a timeout taken by head coach Steve Pearsall. A great timeout taken by head coach Pearsall. Will be his second and final of this first half. And you got to assume, Ryan, he saw his player Ben Calabrese struggling in front of the net. 2 of Darien's best defenders guarding him. Just call the timeout, slow it down, restart the possession with 1:23. What's the Warriors' game plan?
Look, if you're the Warriors, you need to call a play here. It's been so tough to find your way around this great Darien defense. And you've seen Calabrese likes to either shoot from long or shoot from short. And when he goes into the teeth of the defense, there's always two men around him. You've seen it one time he lost possession, another time a timeout saves his life there. But if you're Darien, just keep doing what you're doing. You're finding a way to stop the most potent scorers on the Warriors and making it so hard for them to even get a cut in the middle.
And 4-2 our score in favor of the Darien Blue Wave. The Warriors are going to start taking the field. Darien right behind them. 1:23. We have seen goals in the semifinals on Tuesday, beating the buzzer. Staples had one with just a couple seconds left, so 1:23 is more than enough time It's just a matter, can Wilton get the shot off and beat Cam Weibel, potentially setting them into the halftime huddle, only down by 1.
That'd be really important if you're the Warriors. Being down 2 is so hard, especially against one of the best team in FCIAC and the best defense in FCIAC so far in this championship game. You need to find a way to bring back the 1 or just keep it at 2, because anything more than that is starting to look like a mountain to climb.
Ryan, you're also looking at one of the best teams in the nation, ranked 5th and 6th in the nation, according to Inside Lacrosse and USA Lacrosse Magazine, respectively.
So we got to call it 5.5?
Yeah, we'll call it 5.5. Why not? But definitely the best team in the FCIAC all season. And Darien has played 2 1-versus-2 matchups in the state. They took down Staples and they took down Richfield the 3rd time this year. They are playing the 1-versus-2 in the state, according to the Game Time rankings. Wilton number 2 in the state, Darien number 1. And it's for an FCIAC title today. Grant Masterson. Ball knocked loose from Stafford. And a great recovery and help from Ben Calabrese, seeing his fellow Army commit struggling with it, just picking up the ground ball, keeping the possession with the Warriors.
Stafford has done a great job at that 30, making it so hard for the Warriors to get inside.
Johnson, right back over to Wall, behind the net. Wall over to number 19, Grant Masterson. Here's Wiseman. Past the stick of Masterson, and it's going to be intercepted by Martin. 30 seconds. Darien's going to now try to flip the momentum. Martin across the midfield. And timeout taken by head coach Jeff Braymeyer, and Darien 27.8. I asked you in the last timeout. I'm going to ask you now for Darien. What's their game plan in the last 20 seconds?
Darien's game plan is just, they have done such a good job on offense, especially quick. They've been fast with their scoring. It's not taking too long to find a way to score against Lenskold. They need to find a way to do the same thing. They have 27 seconds, which is plenty of time. Remember, like you said, Staples only scored with 2 seconds to go. Be quick about it. Don't let Wilton set up their defense. Find a way, either a long shot or a short shot, try to beat Lenskold and get that 3-goal lead. One that could last them for the entire game.
Darien has scored 69 goals in the second quarters this season. They've scored 2 in this one, looking to make it a 3rd. And there is a difference, Ryan, going into that halftime huddle up by 2 and up by 3. And it might not seem like it, but it definitely is in a player's mentality. And the teams will break their huddle. Wilton will drop back out. They're going to look to play some good defense for the final 27 ticks in this opening half.
The weather's saying it's going to thunder. It's sure fooling me right now. There's some blue skies on the horizon right now. Hopefully those stay just long enough to get this game in.
Once again, if you just joined us at 11 o'clock, you might have missed something. We started at 10:45 this morning. As that is a good call, Ryan. The blue skies starting to open up. I was trying to find the stat on it. This could be one of the first times, I think, in FCIAC history they've played the Boys Lacrosse Championship on a Saturday morning. Normally they play it on the Thursday night or the Friday night. Not normally do they play it on a Saturday morning. But definitely a big, especially not only a Saturday morning, Ryan, but Memorial Day Saturday morning.
Hopefully if you're flying somewhere for Memorial Day that you get the Wi-Fi included and watch this great game, because these two teams, the two best in the state, are going head-to-head.
Christian Allegro trying to get past Sommer. Allegro down low to Minikis. Knocked loose, and here's Sommer now. 8 seconds. Fires it all the way downfield, intercepted by Ivanchik. David Ivanchik. And whistle blown with 3.5. Warriors are going to get the possession. Just a couple ticks left. And that one rifled high, out of play. And there's still 2/10 left. Teams are just going to start walking to their respective sidelines.
Though you didn't score a goal with that 9 seconds left for the Warriors, you did what you needed to do. Make sure Darien did not score.
So 4-2 will take us into the halftime huddle in this 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship. Ryan, what did this first half bring us?
First half brought us a game of defense. Saw a lot on each side. Saw a bit more for actually the Warriors, who are down by 2. That just shows you how potent and unbeatable this Darien defense is sometimes. And exactly the opposite for the Warriors was the semifinal game, where all the players in the midfield. This time it's all in the 30-yard lines respectively.
4-2 our score. Darien with the lead. You do not want to go anywhere. It's going to be an exciting second half. You are watching the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship on DAF Media and Local Live. We'll be right back.
The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared to respond whenever you need it.
I'd like to thank the Darien Foundation for their continued support. They've been a wonderful partner, and they've taken this vision that we've had for this property and make it a reality.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
This is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
It's important for people to be proud of where they live and to understand that if they want a better society, that they need to fund places like the Darien Foundation and the places like the Mather Homestead, because they're so rich in cultural achievements that it makes it a better place to live.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the center oval and upper oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field. Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the center oval and upper oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
This is David Genovese, founder of Corbin Cares. Corbin Cares Phase 2, in partnership with the Darien Foundation, was launched to support the people who support Darien. Corbin Cares partnered with the Darien Foundation to thank essential workers, teachers, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, town employees, and postal workers who stepped up during the pandemic. Family meals for 4 were provided by Four Forks, Bodega, Michael Joseph's, 1020 Post, and Parlor Pizza and Wine. Post 53 was treated to a tacos and waffles night with Bodega and the Waffle Cabin. Thanks to countless donors, 910 family dinners for 4 and 110 posties were served. And the Corbin Cares office was flooded with notes, emails, and letters of gratitude. Thanks to the essential workers and generous donors, you are all that make this community great.
We are DAF Media, Darien's hometown source for sports, arts, and entertainment, established in 2017. We Are Community, a volunteer-based organization that gives nearly 50 Darien High School students hands-on experience in video production. We Are Cutting Edge, a STEM initiative. Students use cameras, computers, sound equipment, and innovative software. We Are Live, streaming 120 events per year on our YouTube channel. We Are On the Stage. We are at the big games. We are on the field. We are in the gym. We are on the move. Live streaming not only in Darien, but throughout southwestern Connecticut and the tri-state area. We are making a difference. We are DAF Media. This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut. DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
We're back on the DAF Media Network. The second half about to begin as Ty Comiskey and Spencer Liston to do the honors.
And it's sunny.
It is sunny out. Rain was in the forecast, not a raindrop in sight. Stalemate at the face-off X between Comiskey and Liston. And that one knocked up in the air. Liston trying to come away with it, still on the ground. Now over to the restraining line, where will be number 88 and Jake Wilson that picks it up. Darien, only the third time they have won a face-off.
A great tiptoe there by Darien.
And that one now picked up by the long stick of number 44, Andre Wiest. Wilton now trying to get it over to the midfield. On the far wing is number 12, Sean Wiseman. Slowing it down, getting right back over to Rath. Number 21, that's Charlie Rath. Not to get him confused with his brother, Caleb Rath, number 20, because that's not confusing.
And then number 35, Nate Rath. But at least he's a long stick. You can,
yeah, that one.
You can at least see that one, but then the Rath trio.
But she also got Charlie and Caleb because his names are somewhat similar as Masterson.
And only a number apart, 20 and 21.
Charlie Johnson making a move to the cage, bouncing it and scoring. Charlie Johnson gets the Warriors on the board in the second half, and they cut it, and he cuts it down to a 1-goal lead.
Charlie Johnson, the bounce shot, just beats the goalkeeper.
Wilton has still not had a lead in this one, but they are hanging around Darien, playing them tight as Johnson nets that shot.
You can play this team tight. You can play any team Class M. That's what the Warriors have up next after this great game. Class M lacrosse. Only one of two teams in that with St. Joe's as well. All the FCIAC teams playing in Class L.
That's something that Darien will be the 1 seed in Class L. Wilton, the number 4 seed. They're behind Cheshire, Watertown, and East Catholic in the Class M division. 21 teams gearing up for both of those tournaments starting, I believe, next week.
Well, I think today was the initial playing rounds for some of those lower seeds that want to get in.
That's actually, you're right. I completely forgot about that, the more than 16, they have the qualifying round. The big check there from Comiskey, and the flag has been thrown. And that's no good there, and the athletic trainer is going to come out as Spencer Liston is on the turf. And we're going to take a short break and be right back on the DAF Media Network. So Liston is back on the sideline. He'll be treated to by an athletic trainer. And Ty Comiskey will take a kneel in the penalty box. Wilton back on the man up. They were 1 for 1 on their 1-man up this afternoon.
Is it a double man up? Never mind. 5 gets up, actually. I saw 2 people kneeling there. I'm like, I didn't see a second foul called.
Mac McGarren just there for the moral support of Ty Comiskey. As now Ben Calabrese moving it along over to Sylvester. Now Grant Masterson. This could be a defining point in this game if the Warriors can tack another one on and tie us up.
It'll be a mega momentum boost for the Warriors, who are down by 2. Getting back in this game so fast could be massive.
Shot there. Rifles it high off of the top crossbar. A big shot from Calabrese. He winded up and unable to send it to the back of the cage.
The post making some saves for Darien there. None yet for the Warriors. Some could be coming soon. But again, Warriors just get cheated.
Now at X with it is Calabrese. Ben Calabrese scored one back in the opening quarter. Still some fans are trickling into McMahon's Casagrande Field. A nice spin move from Wall. Shot there, and it's in. Top shelf, top corner from number 29, Charlie Johnson. And we are tied in the FCIAC championship. A hat trick, 3 straight for Charlie Johnson.
Charlie Johnson is having the game of his Wilton career right now. That's 2 unanswered for the Warriors in the second half. Momentum is totally in their favor.
Charlie Johnson. The last 3 goals coming from his stick, and Wilton is now 2 for 2 on the man-ups. We mentioned it after the first one, Ryan. Darien's got to be more careful about those fouls called because Wilton is able to strike on the man-up.
And Kaminsky is still kneeling in the box. It could have been called a major foul.
I believe that's what our director, Cole Murphy's giving us the signal for. So nonetheless, it will be David Ivanchik who takes the face-off. Linston blowing right past Ivanchik.
That hurts especially when your number 1 Fogo has to sit down, and then the second person comes up against Liston, who's one of the best in the FCIAC. Almost was a blow-by win for Liston.
And Liston comes back to the sidelines, got a little bit of a round of applause coming off. He was on the ground a couple minutes ago, got up on his own will, wins the face-off. And now Wilton is going to try to get some offense going. Once again, Comiskey in the penalty box, so the Warriors on the man up. They're so far 2 goals scored on the man up. Here's Grant Masterson. Over to Rath. Right back to Masterson. Calabrese shoots, stopped by Weibel. And that one is just trickling out. Was potentially going to roll into the net as I believe it was Michael Wall was just trying to knock it in. But a good job by Darien to clear, and Weibel to pick up save number 5.
Great save there by Weibel. Not wanting this lead to go away. Because you said this entire game, Wilton is not led in this game. But right now it's back to even at 4-4.
And the whistle will be blowing on the blue wave, and one of their long sticks. Here's now Wilton, Charlie Johnson.
And they're still the men up.
That's a good point. And Johnson has been playing hot recently. 3 goals. Scored the 1 in the second quarter and both in this second half. Darien, a team that as the game progresses, their goal totals tend to slow down. They have 76 goals this season in the first quarter. And then you look at the third quarter, only 58 and then 46 in fourth quarters.
That could be facet to being dominant in the FCIAC. Darien only lost 2 games. They could have been up by so much. Those stats tell you a lot.
Shot stopped by Weibel. And the whistle is blown. They're going to keep it with the Warriors. They're going to call a push on Jeremiah Stafford. He is in disbelief with the call. And it will be number 2, Ben Calabrese, with the restart.
Like I said about the third quarter and fourth quarter goals for Darien, it shows that they score less, but so many of these games are decided by halftime, especially when you're one of the best in the state. You don't need to score goals.
And that's something, those tiny calls really can be a differentiating factor. As here is number 22, Michael Wall. Over to Masterson. Now moving around to Johnson. Right back over to Charlie Rath. And once again, they're going to move. Comiskey has gotten up, so the man up has expired. Wilton did score 1 goal on the man up, but now Darien's looking to capitalize, potentially knock it loose, get some offense going.
Yeah, they want offense. Don't like to get 2 goals unanswered.
Wobbly pass over to Masterson. Here's now Charlie Rath. 4-4 our score in the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship. Spoon move from Johnson. Cuts this one down low. Weibel past his stick. Still on the ground. Both teams' number 22s are going to go at it, but Brian Martin's going to pick up the ground ball. Spoon move out of it and passing it to Cam Weibel.
A great defense after that first goal on the man up. Darien locked down.
Nice move there by Thurlow. He's now going to take it to the offensive zone.
Johnson wants to do everything, play defense and offense, but sometimes you get beat, and Thurlow did just that.
Here's Joe Caesar being guarded by Connor Flanagan. Flanagan, the sophomore for the Warriors, and he's been a talented player that head coach Pearsall has been looking forward to having for quite some time.
Yeah, Flanagan with that long stick, one of the best long sticks on this Warrior D. And he also can be a weapon on the offense.
Darien going to now slow it down, take their time. Finn Picorni. And what appears to be a sellout here at Brien McMahon's Casagrande Field. At least looking over at the main grandstands near us, not a single seat open. Both teams bringing their student sections and fans even on this holiday weekend. Over to Caesar.
It's the lacrosse finals. And especially for Wilton, this is the one they want to win the most.
Allegro driving, bouncing, and stopped by Lenskold, and it's going to trickle in. Christian Allegro scores, and Darien retakes the lead. Lenskold made the initial save, but bounces right over the 5'10" Colin Lenskold, and Darien takes the lead.
That one just trickles in there. A beautiful shot by Allegro. The power from his stick gets even past the big spoon of Lenskold, and Darien get that lead right back.
What a goal from Christian Allegro. And 5-4 our score.
Lisson gets the face-off there. Has won 2 straight since getting checked by Kaminsky. McKiernan looking around. Give the Weiss.
Here's Weiss now taking it on the near wing. Weiss now staying with it, the long stick, being guarded by Strube. Over to Wiseman. Sean Wiseman taking it into the box now. Wilton keeping it moving. Now right over to number 5, Matthew Giller, the senior. Giller being guarded by Stafford. Right back to number 12 in Wiseman. John Wiseman, the senior, once again off to St. Lawrence to play lacrosse. Wiseman at X, dodging to the cage. Bass Thurlow going to dump this one off to Johnson. Johnson has a move, shoots off of the crossbar. Charlie Johnson was looking to make it an even 4 goals. But the Warriors will now need to regroup with Matthew Giller.
That is the 3rd time in this game that the Warriors have been stopped by the crossbar or the post.
The young now. The senior.
That's actually Wilson Tansel.
Oh, off by a number 17. Good catch, Ryan.
I better know my team or I've not done my job.
Of course, Ryan, our resident Wilton expert. That shot low, stopped by Weibel.
Great save by Weibel.
Cam Weibel has really turned it on this second half. Thurlow, too. A good ride. And Thurlow staying with it. The senior off to Villanova in the fall. The flag has been thrown, however. It will be on the Wilton Warriors. So Darien will get the free possession.
That's a big one there for Darien. After having a long man down, they finally can get a man up, but that could all go away if they can score on this free possession right here.
Darien has only scored 1 goal in this 3rd quarter, 4 in the first half. Some action at the penalty flag. Caesar's going to throw it all the way over to Finn Picorni. Picorni, 22 goals on the season. Had a goal last year in the FCIAC championship. Now Christian Allegro. Allegro shoots. Stopped by Lenskold. Save number 6 for Lenskold, but the flag will be enforced.
Allegro won that back-to-back goal. He wanted to do what Johnson's doing for the Warriors, who scored the last 3, and get this Blue Wave offense riding.
And Allegro would be the guy to do it. When they met in the regular season, he had 3 goals against the Wilton Warriors, and one comes to mind for me where he shot it off the crossbar, got his own rebound on it, and just powered through Wilton, scoring a goal. So he's a big guy for Darien, and had the last goal for the Blue Wave, his 2nd on the night, on the morning rather.
It's the morning, yeah. We always are used to saying, oh, it's night. It would have been night if it was Thursday, but this Saturday morning we'll be hosting it right now.
Joe Caesar.
That's another flag.
The shot there, bouncing this one just wide off the end of the stick of Picorni.
And Warriors will go down 2.
So that's interesting. Jake Somer will take the trot to the penalty box. So Darien will now get the double man up, I guess you would call it.
There's no other way to call it. And if you're Darien, You know one thing here. You must score. You're now only going against 4 defenders and a goalie. This is a chance to change this game.
So Darien, the double man up. The shot there, stopped by Lenskold. Rebound, picked up. The shot stopped by Lenskold again. Once again, the rebound from Joe Caesar. 2 big saves from Colin Lenskold. The shot there, stopped by the deflection of number 35, Rath. Darien stays on the offense.
And now only 1 man up here for the Blue Wave.
Picorni behind the net over to Minikis. Minikis cutting, shot ending it to Wyatt Bowman, who finishes, the sophomore, scoring big time for this Blue Wave team. Wyatt Bowman gives Darien the 6-4 lead.
After Warriors tied it 4-4, Darien 2 unanswered, 6-4 lead for them. 2 great saves by Lenskold, though, when there was 2 men up. But this time, Darien will convert. The man up will end now, and now the Warriors need to look back on offense and find what worked in those first couple minutes of this third quarter.
And that's the thing, Ryan. 1 shot off Lenskold. Rebound Caesar, another off of Lenskold. And then Darien had to regroup and eventually would finish it off with a Wyatt Bowman goal as Linston just once again dominating through Comiskey and Darien. Liston dumping that one off over to Johnson.
And that shows you how special Dodge is for Staples.
Johnson behind the net over to Wall. Wall over to Calabrese. Calabrese passing it over to Grant Masterson, his senior captain. And Wilton now, a little under 90 seconds remaining. They're going to look to tack on another one, head into the end of the third quarter, only down by 1 in an ideal situation. And ideally, they actually tie it, but 1 goal would definitely be something that head coach Pearsall can be happy with his guys.
1 goal is needed here. It's tough. 12 minutes and 2 goals.
Wiseman, high pass, soars past Masterson. It's going to go over to the midfield. Long stick's going to dump it in. A great job by number 32, Jake Sommer, coming out of the penalty box, keeping it to their offense. Here's Masterson. Masterson dodging, shooting just high, and a great pass to cut over the middle into some traffic, and it will be the long stick of Vanchek picking it up.
And Darien has time, 40 seconds of time.
Here's Darien now. Strub, nice spin move. Dumping this one off to Minikis. Going down low, through some traffic. Behind the net, Lenskold's going to come out. Corral it.
30 seconds to make a play. Can the Warriors do it?
And into Calabrese. Out of play, possession going to the Blue Wave.
Sometimes those risky long passes, especially with time winding down, are needed. But sometimes they can hurt your team. Now with Darien having 24 seconds, it is very easy. Wait a second.
Interception by Calabrese. He's going to use the speed on the far wing. Trying to get shoved out of bounds. He loses his stick. The ball's knocked loose. And the flag will be thrown. Darien cannot believe it. 15 seconds. And 2 flags have been thrown. So Darien gets 1 for the push and a second one for arguing the call. And that is why a referee carries 2 flags on him right there, Ryan.
Are we sure that's arguing the call, or is that going to be on Wilson's number 22, Michael Wall? They're both trying towards that sideline, so I think it's be 1 apiece.
It is going to be interesting. That is a good point. I couldn't see Wall on it, but Darien definitely has 1 called on them.
With 15 seconds, it'll be interesting to see what possession does. If it's on a foul on both, will the first foul be enforced, or will Darien retain possession as the original call was stated?
So Joe Caesar takes a knee, and so does Michael Wall. So offsetting penalties.
But the real important thing is who will get possession with 15.3 left to go in this third quarter.
And that's something that the refs are going over, talking to both coaching staffs, trying to figure out under the tent. Ref now talking to assistant coach Greg Lewis on the sideline. You can see Lewis over there in the gray shirt, black baseball cap. And now over to Wilton sideline with head coach Steve Pearsall. So Wall and Caesar heading to the penalty box, offsetting penalties. The ref's now going to conjure.
So it's almost like a 4-on-4, and it looks like, if I'm correct, Darien, the way it's setting up, looks like they'll have possession.
It is going to be interesting considering it was a nice interception by Calabrese. He got shoved to the ground by Caesar. The ref threw the flag and then threw a second one on Wall.
We're still waiting for this call.
So now they're explaining it to head coach Pearsall. He wants an explanation for why his guy, Michael Wall, ended up in the penalty box, because I believe, Ryan, if I'm remembering correctly, the initial one was called on Joe Caesar.
It was initially on Joe Caesar. That was the first flag. And then while the scrum was happening, a second flag flew. I think Wall must have done something after the play.
Let's see. So Caesar pushes him to the ground. Wall tries to get up. Oh, right there, a shove. But once again, he gets knocked to the ground. I think they're going to call Wall for trying to go at Caesar.
Interesting call there, but you're right. He was the first. He was the instigator of that push. The push after was from Wall aggressing there, so that's a good call. Seeing that, though Wall got knocked to the ground, he was the one who started the whole confrontation.
So both teams down a man, now playing, I believe, 5-on-5. And Brady Picorni winds up, shoots this one, stopped by Lenskold, so he picks up another save before they head into the fourth quarter. 9 saves for Colin Lenskold thus far, but Darien with the 6-4 lead over the Wilton Warriors. Ryan, let's start with Wilton. What do they need to do in this fourth quarter to try to win?
You can't have one player win a game. You have 12 players on the field for a reason, and Johnson can't score all the goals to win this game. Warriors need to find a way to get everyone involved, and also a little bit of luck sprinkled in there. 3 off the post, 2 in the third quarter. They're so close.
Now, how about on the Darien side? What does the Blue Wave need to do in this fourth quarter?
Their defense has won this game. Their offense, Allegro, has been amazing, but their defense has let Wilton be stopped so many times. And when they're not a man down, it's been almost impossible for the Warriors to score. They only have 2 goals with a man. It's 2 apiece. But really, more time is always when you're on even strength. And only 2 goals in now 36 minutes. That looks very good for the Blue Wave.
And you look at the box scores in this one. Darien has scored 2 goals in each of the first 3 quarters. Wilton, they scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, then 2 in the third. So they're going to look to ride that momentum in the final 12 minutes and potentially pick up their 14th FCIAC title. But there is one big task standing in their way, and that's the Darien Blue Wave.
And also the Blue Wave and 2 goals.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get the 2 goals in there, of course. But you are watching this production of the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live, bringing you this live coverage of the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship here on this Saturday Memorial Day weekend morning from Jack Casagrande Field on the campus of Brien McMahon. Our production crew this morning, all student volunteers: Cole Murphy, Michael Mercine, Teddy Callery, Henry Imbrogno, Bo Hackman, Robert McElhose, and our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew. Braden Shank and Ryan Giannicola with you. So glad you could be with us as 12 minutes has been placed back on the scoreboard, and it is going to be an exciting one. Both teams are going to be fighting for this FCIAC title and giving it their all in this final 12 minutes.
Yes, the final 12 minutes of FCIAC play this entire year. The last time Wilton most likely will see an FCIAC opponent unless they get matched up against St. Joe's in the Class M finals. So it's really the last big hoorah for their seniors.
Liston tries to pick it up. Great job by Comiskey to knock him away, getting boxed out by Stafford. Still on the ground, and it will be Sommer that comes away with it.
Sommer has picked up a lot of those. A high pass there, corralled by Calabrese.
Liston now trying to spin around. He's getting pushed around. Aggressive play by Comiskey, and he's going to just dump it off to Ben Calabrese.
Wilton has won more face-offs, getting more possessions, but time to score goals. Possessions don't matter if you don't tack one on.
Here's Sean Wiseman now into the box. Wiseman going to dance around, being guarded by Martin. Once again, Darien with the 2-goal lead. If you're just joining us, an exciting day of lacrosse here from Brien McMahon High School. Sean Wiseman now dodging. He's going to bring it around, dumping it off over to Rath. Charlie Johnson, really the big goal scorer for the Warriors. Shot there and scoring is Grant Masterson. Welcome back. And we have ourselves a 1-goal ball game.
Those long shots for the Warriors are what they want. Grant left wide open and he whips it in on low on Weeble, and it skims through. And now Warriors back in it by 1, back in it, only down by 1. And now a very, very crucial face-off coming up.
Grant Masterson, the All-FCIAC first teamer last season, returned on Tuesday against Staples, and that is his 3rd goal in this FCIAC playoffs.
3 goals in only 2 games, very impressive. A big reason why Wilton has won that game against Staples. having him back is just so important, especially having a captain back to call some plays on offense.
And it was something as that faceoff is won by Liston. The Fogo's now going to take it into the box. Dumping it off to Calabrese. Calabrese shoots just high and once again into the crowd. But as I was saying, Ryan, that's something Darien had to be aware of. They are aware that in the regular season they beat Wilton by 2, but then you throw in that factor of Grant Masterson, and you definitely got to raise the question of what can he do, and he is showing that right there as it is now a 1-goal game.
Yeah, Warriors have possession again. They have, ever since that hit on Liston has come out with some fire on those faceoffs. He has not lost one since.
And Darien's only won 3 faceoffs all afternoon. The other 12 have gone to the Warriors. Sylvester tried to adjust his helmet on it. The pass is thrown right back to him, and now they're going to give Liston a time. Actually looks like his shoulder pad or something. But it was funny, though. He started adjusting it, and the ball was coming right back at him as he looks up. Here's now number 22, Michael Wall. Wall had 2 goals against Chaminade when they played him earlier this year. One of New York's finest. They lost in the Catholic Championship to St. Anthony's. The shot there, and it's in! Grant Masterson with an acrobatic goal, and we are tied in the FCIAC Championship.
This one has gotten more interesting. 2 face-off wins by Liston after getting knocked down near the 40, and Grant Masterson has taken matters into his own hands and got 2 there for the Warriors. This one's exciting, 10-13. It is now anyone's ball game.
Mac McGarren was trying to guard him, but Grant Masterson, all 6'2", 195 of him, jumping up on that one, going to that top left shoulder of Cam Weibel and beating him. And we are tied now. Wilton has not had a lead in this game. This is now the 4th time we have tied, or have a tie score, of course, 0-0, 1-1, 4-4, and now 6-6. But Wilton has not yet grabbed a lead. And on the ground, Liston once again with the face-off timeout taken by head coach Steve Pearsall, and that Warriors bench will erupt.
This game means so much to the seniors of Wilton. This year, a lot of people thought that Darien could take it over. You saw Dave Ruden's report, the preseason poll showed Wilton was number 4 in FCIAC. They got 1 above, and then upset Staples. And here they are giving the best team in the state a run for their money. They're allowed to be fired up. No matter if the win or loss, they played so well. But Darien, they're best in the state for a reason. They come right back rumbling. Their defense so good. It's not over yet.
It's definitely telling when you look at a team as storied as Darien. They play Richfield. They beat them 15-9. They play Staples. They beat them 15-10. And then they go to Wilton and only win 9-7. So the Warriors did something right in the regular season, and as they have shown all regular season, they are a team to beat, and they are looking to make a name for themselves. They have won 9 straight, has not lost in the month of May yet. A perfect 9-0, and looking to make it 10-0.
Look, if you're Wilton and that first game went by, Darien, every regular season game, has at least scored double digits. The only game that happened, the 9-7 win against the Warriors. They did something right on defense. The offense was just a little bit behind. Can that change tonight? Or will Darien get some more goals and win this game?
6-6, 10-03 left in this one. The ball will be with the Wilton Warriors thanks to the timeout taken by their sideline.
That timeout could be really, really important later in the game, but we'll see if it comes back to bite.
I believe the first timeout we've seen in the second half is Wiseman passes it over to Johnson. Johnson makes a nice spin move. Down low, past the stick of Rath and into the crease. And an easy stop by Cam Weibel. He's just going to field that one now over to Stafford.
That was a dangerous pass by the Warriors, just past Liston. Now Darien's first attacking chance of this 4th quarter.
Darien now needs to get something. They have only scored 2 goals in this second half and has not scored since the Wyatt Bowman one in the 3rd quarter when it was 6-4. And the Warriors have scored the last 2 unanswered. Here's Finn Picorni. Finn Picorni looking to get one to his name. 22 goals on the season. The Harvard-bound senior. He had 2 goals in the quarterfinals and an assist on Tuesday in the semis. Here's Allegro. Christian Allegro makes a nice move. Shoots that one, bouncing it just wide.
You said Allegro was one of the biggest attackmen for the Darien Blue Wave, and it shows right there. Able to bulldoze through and get a nice clean look on goal, just missing it wide to the left.
And Allegro definitely has been able to get the opportunities. That one going to stay with the Blue Wave. Braden Shank and Ryan Giannicola with you. So glad you could be with us on your weekend, on your holiday weekend, rather, here on this Saturday morning from Brien McMahon for the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship. A title will be given out tonight. I've had this morning. Wow, it keeps fooling me.
Don't blame you.
Good pass over to Finn Picorni. Picorni dumps this down low. One-on-one. Bowman scores! Wyatt Bowman, the sophomore, the spark plug for this Darien team, gives them the 1-goal lead right back.
Big lead there for Darien to get it right back. Wyatt Bowman.
Bowman, the sophomore, had a slow start to his season. His 12th goal on the season, and I believe 9, if not 10, of those 12 have come in the last 4 or 5 games for Bowman. Had his first career varsity goal against New Canaan a couple of weeks ago, and he has just been off to the races ever since. As now Comiskey and Liston.
Time to get hot. That time is now.
Yes, it is, especially when you got an injured Porter Barnett out. You got to fill it up, and the flag has been thrown on that one. 2 flags on it, as now Comiskey's going to come away with it. Darien with the free possession over to Bowman. Stopped by Lenskold.
A great save on Lenskold. That could have been 8-6 easily.
A nice stop by Lenskold, especially on the free possession for the Blue Wave. But Darien will now need to get something going on the man-up. Currently 0 for 3, I believe, on the man-up situations.
This is the time to do it. You're 0 for 3. You want 1-4 so badly. 8:10 left to go in the 4th quarter. This is needed for Darien to really feel comfortable with the lead. They gave up 2 goals in an instant in the 3rd quarter, but you saw the response by Darien is always perfect and well organized. It could be the same right here.
It is going to be interesting indeed, as it will be Matthew Minikis with the restart. He's first met with Tommy McKiernan, the junior. Handing that one right off to Bowman. Darien being very conservative. Actually, a fake pass fooled me out. Allegro now steps up to the plate, going to back off. This one now passed inside. One-on-one, and Caesar finishes. Joe Caesar with the goal, and Darien converts on the man up.
That's huge. 8-6 lead for Darien now. They lost the lead. It's right back in their hands.
Once again, Wilton has not had a lead in this game. The 4 ties we have had, Darien always scores the next goal. And they do it once again, 8-6. And Joe Caesar picks up his 2nd on the morning and goal number 31 for him on the season. An all FCIAC East first teamer last season. Comiskey and Liston. Lafayette and Providence commits respectively. On the ground, this one now will be picked up by the long stick of Jake Wilson. And Darien now getting some momentum at the face-off X. Fans calling for something. And the timeout will be taken by Jeff Braymeyer's squad, as they now have a 2-goal lead. And Ryan, what's really changed in this last minute or 2?
Look, I mean, Darien did it last time in the 3rd quarter. Down, they were up by 2. Wilton scores 2 unanswered. They can come right back, score 2 unanswered themselves. It's been a back-and-forth game so far, but this 2-goal lead could really ride the wave into a FCIAC championship. But Wilton now, more than ever, needs some goals. It's down to the wire.
I assume the pun was intended on that one.
Sort of.
Oh, okay, we'll give it to you. 8-6 our score, 7:39 left in regulation. Darien with the 2-goal lead. You are watching this production of the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship on DAF Media in conjunction with Local Live. The Wave trying to get going here at Casagrande Field. No success just yet, but our production crew up here in the press box doing a fabulous job bringing you the sights and sounds in this one. Our director, Cole Murphy, our instant replay coordinator, Michael Mercine, our graphics coordinator, Teddy Callery, on our cameras, Bo Hackman, Robert Macalos, and Henry and Brogno, and our DAF media advisor, Damian Andrew. We thank all of them for taking the trip to Brien McMahon on this holiday weekend and doing a fabulous job for the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. So the first time out by Jeff Braymeyer and Darien. Both teams one timeout left in the 2nd half. Here's number 88, Jake Wilson, the junior, 6'1". And he will get us started, rifling it all the way over to the other wing and the other long stick of David Ivanchik. Ivanchik, the Villanova commit for Lacrosse. Taking it to the cage, going low and scoring. David Ivanchik with the goal, and Darien is now starting to pull away.
That goal is huge. The first 3-goal lead of the game comes in the fourth quarter, and the score is reminiscent of the one at Tom Brutani Field where they won 9-7.
A big goal from David Ivanchik. You got to look at the long stick of Wilson rifling the pass to Ivanchik. And Ivanchik found the lane, taking it all the way to the cage, similar to what he did against St. Anthony's when the Blue Wave played him, taking it to the cage. The only difference at that time, he dumped it off to Minikis last second. And this time in the FCIAC championship, he scores goal number 2 on the season.
A great long stick rip there for the Blue Wave.
On the ground, can Darien win their 3rd straight face-off into the restraining area? On the ground, and will be going right to the stick of Liston. 14 face-off wins for the Warriors. And Liston, number 14, loses his stick on it. A good check from Stroop. And they're going to call a violation on Liston. And now a quick restart from Stroop.
Darien has found the surge. The momentum is all theirs right now. And all they have to do is hold this lead for 7 more minutes.
Riley Strube, the senior, behind the net, being guarded by Nate Rath. Wrapping that around, bouncing it in is Riley Strube. And Darien is now really running away with this one, but a big goal from the senior Strube.
Now a 4-goal lead, double digits, something they could not find first against the Warriors in their first matchup. They have found it here in quick succession, 4 goals in a row. And Darien now can taste the trophy.
It's happened in every game Darien has played this year. They hang with the other team, and then just at one point it clicks, and they erupt, going on these long goal runs, making the stellar passes, playing flawless lacrosse, as they do right there. 4 unanswered for the Blue Wave. Wyatt Bowman, Joe Caesar, David Ivanchik, and Riley Strube. The 4 goals for the Blue Wave. And Darien now has 6 minutes 55, and Ty Comiskey is now won his 6th face-off for the Blue Wave, and that's really been a differentiating factor, Ryan, from the first half to this half.
It has been. That's a big win in the fourth quarter.
This one on the ground, fielded by Wilson off the bench. And Darien will stay on the offense. Here's number 13, Briggs McGuckin, another sophomore. His sister Molly, one of the captains of the Darien High School girls lacrosse team. And now Darien will move it around. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left. Darien with a 4-goal lead. Wilton's got to start thinking goals now, and he really can't be thinking anything else.
With Darien, there's no shot clock. That's the biggest thing to take from this. It's a 10-6 lead for Darien with no shot clock. They can just dwindle down time or take a shot.
And that one stopped by Lenskold. And Colin Lenskold put together a solid performance today. 11 saves for him. But just the offense has really struggled for Wilton, especially as of late, as Brady Picorni picks up the ground ball. Now a quick transition, down low to Caesar. He shoots right to the big spoon of Lenskold.
Darien wants to put this game to bed.
Now streaking down the field with it is number 21, Rath. Nice dodge there. Here's Johnson, spinning around, shooting, stopped by Weibel. And once again, the save battle will continue over the middle, caught by Caesar.
A great move by Johnson initially, but you see the Darien defense swarms, 3 on them, could not get anywhere close, and had to take a fadeaway shot, which is easily saved by Weibel.
Over to Caesar, Joe Caesar. Right back to Finn Picorni. 5 minutes, Darien can think about the FCIAC championship now. They do still have to get the job done. But Finn Picorni now was looking for a potential call on that from the check from McKiernan, not getting it though. Finn Picorni into the box, dumping it off to Caesar. Darien in no rush whatsoever, no shot clock. At some point they will be contained to that 30-yard line box. But not quite yet. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live. Braden Schenk and Ryan Giannicola with you. So glad you could be with us. Finn Picorni shoots, and that's in! Finn Picorni adds one to his name, and Darien now is keeping the pedal to the metal. 11-6, and make that 5 unanswered for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, Blue Wave has really came out in this fourth quarter, playing maybe their best lacrosse of the season.
11-6, Comiskey and Liston back at the face-off X. Comiskey has won, I think, the last 3 or so face-offs, maybe even 4. And Liston's trying to break the streak. On the ground, Liston will field the ground ball. It actually passed his outreach stick. Up in the air, the jump ball, fielded by Picorni. He's got the one-on-one, and it's out of his stick. Lenskold will come out. Gets pushed there, no flag. And that ball will stay with the Blue Wave. An entire FCIAC season, an entire postseason comes down to these last 4 minutes as now Matthew Minikis gonna wrap it around. Shoot this one just wide. Possession staying with the Blue Wave thanks to Wyatt Bowman, the sophomore. Christian Allegro. Now taking it at the 40-yard line, trotting around with it is defender number 16, Christopher Fox, giving him a ton of room, now playing a little tighter. Lenskold is now out of his net. He's guarding Matthew Minikis, so there's a wide open net. That one is knocked loose, but possession going to Wilton. A great job there by the long stick of Sommer and number 16, Fox, to knock it loose. Lenskold can now take his post once again, and the Warriors are going to try to go on the quick offense, chasing 5 goals.
5 goals in 3 minutes seems like an impossibility.
And that was something that just a couple minutes ago, and that one's turned over. Here's now Wilson. But Ryan, a couple minutes ago, this game was 6-6.
It was, but Darien knew it was crunch time. 6-6 game. He just let Warriors score 2 unanswered by the senior captain, Grant Masterson, and it was time to put the game to bed. And they did just that.
Timeout taken by Jeff Brameyer and co. And that is Darien's final timeout in this one. They're going to talk over some winning strategies here. 3:12 left to play. Ryan, Wilton, what do you think they're saying in their huddle right now?
I couldn't tell you right now. It's so hard when you know you're just right in there, and then you give up 5 in a row. It must be the hardest thing to see happen in a game. Might see. So you know what? Try your best. It's not over till it's 0-0. Try to get some goals, if any.
That's the thing you also got to think about for Wilton is just a couple minutes ago, they had this game back at 0-0 at 6-6, and then just Darien has run away with it. They put the foot on the gas pedal and has not let go. And they have scored 5 unanswered. Bowman, Caesar, Ivanchik, Strub, and Finn Picorni. And that's truly something special from this Darien team, and they are looking to end it off with an FCIAC title.
It is. It's super special to see a team that just gave up 2 goals, come back, and fire away.
Teams will now take the field once again. 3:12 left to play. Wilton chasing by 5.
And after this timeout, it will be Darien's possession as the throw from Lenskold was intercepted. But the good news for each team here, it's not the end of their season. States are still abound, and for these two teams, it's even a quicker turnaround. As this game will be played Thursday, but now it's on Saturday, meaning that just Wednesday, we'll have our first matchups in the States.
And both of these teams in the higher seeds, I don't think either one of them have a matchup yet. They're both awaiting the winners. I think the Blue Wave have the winner of West Hill and Conard. Not sure about Wilton. Got any clue, Ryan?
I got no clue. We'll see what the bracket is out. I didn't look at this morning. I had to get ready for this one.
Minikis now, a wide open cage as Lenskold's coming out to play the extra defender. Minikis going to wrap this one around and just hand it right into the net. And you could call that one the dagger right there. Darien now doubling the score of Wilton. A big one from Darien and just a wide open net. Minikis lays it in.
If you were looking at the scoreboard right now, you'd say, man, Darien was dominating this game throughout the entire way. Not what it was.
Darien hit that point of acceleration and just has not let anything up. And a big part of that comes from Ty Comiskey and that face-off X, as Darien has now won, I think, 6 or 7 face-offs, something that they only had 3 in the entire first 3 quarters. And Comiskey takes another. Thumping this one off, and under 3 minutes now, Wilton's really got to knock something loose, and they're going to pull Lenskold because they really don't have much risk in this one. You need a turnover. And they're actually going to give him back to his post, so they're going to play more conservatively. And Liston Comiskey exchanging a word or two on the bench. You got to assume some sportsmanship there as they played a great battle at the face-off X all afternoon.
Yeah, though these teams are two rivals, and a lot of these players know each other from club lacrosse. The hard-fought battle for both sides of Darien. Looks like number 14 is coming home.
I mean, number 19, actually.
19? Oh, I think of Wilton. It's a lot. That's a lot. 19.
Darien took it in 2018, had the absence in 2019, the COVID year in 2020, but then last year they returned with a big win against the Staples Wreckers for number 18, and now they are just 2 minutes away from number 19 taking it back to Nutmeg Lane and Darien High School. Or high school lane, rather. I'm getting word from our crew here. Don't even know the address of the high school. Kind of sad on that one. But over to Stafford. He's just going to hold it here. 90 seconds to play. Finn Picorni now. Right back over, it being defended by George Hahn, the junior.
No score yet, as actually the only game that Darien's looking forward to is the West Hill Conard game. Is starting at 1 p.m.
So they got some afternoon plans, I guess you could say.
Honestly, that game's at 1 p.m. Not too far away here from Brien McMahon Field in Stanford. West Hill has the home game.
And now Darien can feel it. 50 seconds. McGuckin in the end zone. Darien, the FCIAC powerhouse for the last decade or so, looking to get their resurgence as that one is now out of play.
And Wilton looking forward to their next state matchup where they play Fitch or Pomprog.
30 seconds. Here's Jake Somer. Darien now, 20 seconds. Number 20 on it now, and Will Bonner, the sophomore. The long stick of Wiest, and the flag has been thrown downfield. Darien now, they're just going to rifle this one all the way out of play, and we're going to see another stoppage. 8.9 left in this one. And Darien now can really feel it. Just 9 more ticks off that scoreboard.
And their bench huddling up together. It's time to run on the field, time to celebrate with your goalkeeper. A well-deserved season, a well-deserved win for the Blue Wave, and they will be champions number 19.
So, man up will be going in favor of Wilton, but it's just a matter of can it be enough. 5 seconds. 2, 1. The shot stopped by Weibel. And for the 19th time in program history, the Darien Blue Wave will celebrate as FCIAC champions. Head coach Jeff Braymeyer and the Blue Wave, tears of joy for them, the long, hard-fought season. And it ends with an FCIAC title. The Blue Wave, the storybook season. The near impossible schedule, the seniors stepped up, and they have repeated as back-to-back champions of the FCIAC. And we're now going to have the trophy ceremony as Dave Scholes and the Brien McMahon Athletic Director John Cross will set the trophies up. And before they do that, Ryan, I'm just going to ask you final thoughts on this one.
Final thoughts on this one is it was the fourth quarter that decided the game. The first 36 minutes were great, but Darien just played out of their minds. 5 unanswered, actually 6 unanswered goals in the final 9 minutes, and that was why they are going to hoist that trophy high for the 19th time in program history.
12-6 the final in this one. Jeff Braymeyer in his 39th season with Darien has seen all 19 of those FCIAC titles. A reign that started back in 1984. And he caps it off with not only win number 644, but number 19 in the FCIAC championship game. And if you're Wilton, you definitely have a lot to be happy about, but you do have some things you got to question heading into the state tournament. I mean, you look at those first, whatever you mentioned, 36 minutes or so, and they played Darien, probably the tightest they played them all season, heading in by only down by 2 goals. And then the Blue Wave just really ran away with it in that fourth quarter. And Ryan, what's something Wilton needs to change going into the state tournament?
State tournament, yeah, you just got to look ahead. This is a loss that will sting for a while, but you have to be so short-minded and say, you know what, there's still a trophy out there. It's Class M. You want to be Class L, but sometimes it's just put it behind you. You played so well versus a great team, and the handshakes happen after every game as both these teams respect each other. They both made it so far, but Wilton has to put it behind them. Try to figure out what happened in that fourth quarter that Darien just took advantage of. Was it tiredness? Was it just that Darien picked apart the defense? They'll talk it over. But now, moving forward to Class M for Wilton, can they get silverware back to Wilton?
And that's something that both teams are going to set their eye on. A state championship. Wilton has not won the FCIAC since 2013. Darien upsetted by Fairfield Prep last year, looking to retake it. And of course, both goalies getting a lot of handshakes in this one, played beautifully. And on the one side, you have Colin Lenskold, who made 12 saves for Wilton, not enough, and Cam Weibel making 8 big stops for the Darien Blue Wave, leading them to an FCIAC championship. And Ryan, if you had to pick a player of the game in this one, the MVP before they hand it out, who would it be?
I got to give the MVP to Christian Allegro here for the Blue Wave. His shots were just so strong and such a big body. He can get that outside shot perfectly. Also, he can just run through the defense. I think that'd be your MVP of this game. He played so well. Though none of the goals were scored by him when they took that big run, he kept them in it for that run even happened.
And that's definitely an option there. Christian Allegro been dominant all season, and a lot of goal from him. And a quick announcement that they're looking for head coach Will Koshansky and Staples. They are, I believe, the FCIAC, I want to say East Division champions or something. So they're going to receive a trophy from head coach from Commissioner Scholes and their trophy. And we're now going to send you down to the field with the trophy ceremony. Once again, the Darien Blue Wave are your 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse champions.
If anybody from the Staples is here, congratulations to Staples High School, West Division champions. Staples. Our runner-ups today, a fine run they had through the FCIACs. We wish them luck in the upcoming Class M state tournament. Wilton High School.
There's nobody in Class M. Nobody. They shouldn't win every game by 10. And they're ranked number 5.
And our 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse champions, the Darien Blue Wave. The MVP for today's championship game, Karen Weibel. We hope you get home safely before it storms. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.
And you heard it there from the PA announcer. Darien, your 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse champions. And the big storyline, Ryan, Cam Weibel, the MVP of this championship game. He played on JV for 2 years, getting the call in the place of Andy Demopoulos, stepping up big time for the Blue Wave this afternoon, or this morning still. 8 saves, propelling Darien to their 19th FCIAC title. Hard-fought game, and you got any other final thoughts here, Ryan?
Final thoughts is to the MVP, Cam Weibel. He played so well. Didn't make too many saves in the fourth quarter because Darien was running away with it. But how does a team stay in a game when the shots are coming in. It's your goalkeeper, Cameron Weibel. He played so well, kept him in, and let that run happen for the Blue Wave, and they are celebrating at midfield.
And they're now going to huddle up, and you could see head coach Jeff Braymeyer getting wheeled out in his wheelchair. The back and forth he's had all season, a great job from their head coach to show the support, come to these games, and really coach them. You got to give credit to their assistant coaches, Chris Segreta, Greg Lewis, Keith McGivney, I think I'm missing one more, Connor Kelly, and the rest of that coaching staff really stepping up, leading this Blue Wave team as they will now celebrate as the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse champions. And you got to assume, Ryan, they're going to go home, celebrate on this one, but then tomorrow or so, back to work for the Class L tournament. Once again, your final score from Casagrande Field. Darien wins it 12-6 over the Wilton Warriors to win their FCIAC championship for 2022. I'm going to give one final shout out to our DAF Media production crew, all student volunteers bringing you the sights and sounds in this one. Cole Murphy, Teddy Callery, Henry and Brogno, Robert McElhouse, Michael Mercine, Bo Hackman, and our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew. I want to thank all of them for coming out to Brien McMahon. I want to thank you, Ryan, for taking the trip to Brien McMahon and announcing this game with us all the way from Wilton. I want to thank our buddies over at Local Live and the FCIAC Commissioner Dave Scholes for giving us the chance to stream this game today. And a big thank you to the entire staff here at Brien McMahon, the athletic director, John Cross, and everyone here for their open arms and hospitality here at Brien McMahon. So for all of them, your 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse champions, the Darien Blue Wave, saying so long from Casagrande Field. I've been Braden Schenk. Have a nice Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see you next time on the DAF Media Network.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.